Hold on, we need to change this light to red. Yeah. Hello everyone, my name is Holly, and today I wanted to talk about an upcoming book that may or may not have the SFF community freaking out a little bit. Oh, it's just your typical run-of-the-mill fantasy by an author no one knows about. The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. If you guys have been watching me for a while, then you already know I am one of the biggest Joe Abercrombie fangirls to exist. And I don't take that badge of honor lightly. I gloat about it often. Hi, and welcome to my Joe Abercrombie shelf. We have the Shattered Sea trilogy, the entirety of the First Law universe, including the special UK editions that are signed with sprayed edges, and a fun UK edition of Half a King, which is signed and dedicated to Dan. We don't know who Dan is. We got booktube channels obsessed with Brandon Sanderson, the Wheel of Time, you know, the top fantasy contenders, but I live and breathe Joe Abercrombie and John Gwynne, but that's a whole different video. Now, I thought it'd be a good reason to jump into this video today because not only is it just really fun to talk about this stuff, but we've been slowly getting more and more information about his next book. You know, summer is here and we do tend to get a ton of bookish news around this time, like as of recently. A whole damn cover reveal. Bam. Which I'll be honest, I wasn't sure how I felt about it at first as a landscape and illustrative cover lover, but the more I look at it and dissect it and compare it to his other book covers, the more I like it. Oh, and looky there, who's that at the top of the comment section? I had to secure my spot. We also got the UK cover, which I think I like more. That might be sacrilege. It's way more interesting looking in my opinion. Okay, here's my wish. Give me this UK design, but red tinted like the US, and I'd have been even happier. But that's just me being nitpicky. I think once I see a physical cover of this, I'm going to love it even more. We have the font, which reminds me of The Godfather, and then Skelly Man here with horns that are literally on fire, and then with a royal crown as his jaw. And we even have a full synopsis, which to be fair, came out a few months ago, but I'm still going to break it down for you because there are some interesting things I want to point out, and we'll get to that in a second. Now, Abercrombie stated a while back that he is taking a brief hiatus from the First Law universe, though we are still getting that Best Served Cold movie, which we haven't been given really information about yet, sadly. Which, if you haven't heard, it's being set up by Skydance and is being directed by Tim Miller, who also directed Deadpool and Terminator Dark Fate. And Rebecca Ferguson is attached to it. And what's even more amazing,
are you ready, kid?
Joe Abercrombie has wrote the script that I will be doing videos on, by the way, once that is talked about more and Joe Abercrombie can spill all of his beans about. But book-wise, he's giving us something new, a new epic fantasy trilogy in a brand new world, and man, though I love the First Law, I know Joe is about to give me a new world to be just as obsessed with.
At the center of every great dynasty is the crown jewel, which keeps it alive and thriving.
Featuring a notorious band of anti-heroes on a delightfully and raucous journey, I can already see the humor that this book is going to be riddled with. I can see these characters having huge personalities, but am I going to love them as much as I did Logan Nine Fingers, Ricky, Savine, Bayaz, the Dog Man? All those characters were so freaking cool. I don't know, I hope so. That's Abercrombie's magic though, and where his stories come to life in my opinion are his characters. And this new series mentions an immortal knight, a self-satisfied vampire, and an oversexed werewolf. What is this, Halloween? But I also love plot and lore. So let's dive into the synopsis, which I have pulled up right now. Holy work sometimes requires unholy deeds. Glockta, is that you? Could you imagine that crossover? I would be thrilled. Brother Diaz has been summoned to the Sacred City, where he is certain accommodation and grand holy assignment awaits him, but his new flock is made up of unrepentant murderers, assuming that's where the anti-heroes come in, practitioners of ghastly magic and outright monsters. Necromancy, maybe? The mission he is tasked with will require bloody measures from them all in order to achieve its righteous ends. Elves, which I didn't expect, lurk at our borders and hunger for our flesh. Evil elves that eat people? Legolas, no. While greedy princes care for nothing but their own ambitions and comforts. With a hellish journey before him, it's a good thing Brother Diaz has the devils on his side. Okay, so this sounds great and all, but will Steve Pacey be the one reading it to me in the audiobook? That's the real question. I'm almost getting Elden Ring vibes because it mentions the world or landscape that has been changed by this plague. monsters, a church that has to unite against a coming apocalypse. There's mentions of catacombs and relics from a sacred city, and Elden Ring was absolutely flooded with that kind of stuff. So I'm excited. Of course, Joe Abercrombie has his own creative vision, so I know it's going to be its own thing. It's something new. It can really go anywhere. I'd actually love to see the series go a little more spooky. I love the spookier, the grimier aspects of fantasy. I think there's a lot that can be done with that, and this sounds like it's really leaning into that with murderers and monsters, devils, it's literally in the title, vampires and werewolves, flesh-eating elves. Like, I love the gritty sound of it. Now I've been paying really close attention to Joe Abercrombie's blog posts because he has been updating us on the progress of this book. And we've known that he has been writing something new for quite a while now. When Tor announced the acquisition for a new Joe Abercrombie series over 2 years ago, the release date though, it doesn't release until 2025. Oh my god, my back hurts just saying those numbers. May, to be specific, which does mean we have less than a year until this releases, and hopefully we'll be seeing ARCs, advanced reader copies, be sent out to reviewers later this year maybe. Speaking of, they exist already. Just sitting here signing a couple of advanced reader copies since you ask. Really, Joe? Really? You just had to tweet this out and slap it on my timeline? Do I have to sell my soul to the devils? Because I will. But only the most renowned people will be getting them. In Joe Abercrombie's own words, strictly for the best people, the VIPs, the tastemakers, and industry leaders. I don't think I fit in any of those categories. So we probably won't be getting a review copy for a while, probably not until it pops up on NetGalley. And you already know I will be dropping whatever I'm reading at that very moment to read this. That's just me though, yapping about The Devils by Joe Abercrombie. We won't be reading it for some time yet, but it's something that we get to be excited for. So let me know, what do you think? What do you want from this new novel by Master Grimdark himself? What do you think of the cover? I really want your opinion on that. Are you excited to read about evil elves plaguing society? Because I sure am. Let's talk about it in the comments. I want to hear from you. Alright, I'm gonna go, but before you do, clicking the like button really helps me out, and subscribing would be great as I'd love to hit 20,000 subscribers. It's been my goal for years, guys. Come on. I am so close.
I can almost taste it.
So until we meet again, happy reading.